fellow tanglers. This is Nicoline, and today we're going to do a really fun little delightful pattern called Winterli, and it was just released a couple of months ago. I'm filming this in March 2024, and I found this on Facebook when Ute Andreson, a CZT out of Germany, shared it, and I've come to love this tangle because of the white space that it leaves on the tangle. When you put this in with your designs, it brings some air into your tangles. And as many of you know who've seen me tangle, I tend to put a lot on my tangles. So any kind of tangle that can give me some air and space within the design, I love. So without further ado, let's start doing Winterli. Okay, and it's a nice pattern to think about right now as it's in March and maybe coming out of winter and into spring. Okay, I'm going to start. I found that if I'm going to put more than one on a tile, I like to start off center. And for this video, I'm only going to put one just because we're just kind of figuring out what the steps are for this pattern. So I have a center point, and then it's 3 deep curves, or petals is what they really are, and kind of do it roughly in thirds. I find that works out pretty well. And I'm not going straight to the center. I'm kind of leaving this area here, but I do have a center point that I'm working with. And there's nothing wrong with it. This is going to wind up with 6 petals, but it doesn't have to be 6. If in your design you find that there's space for 2 petals where I'm putting 1, here I've got maybe space for 2. I'll just throw 2 in there. There's no, and this one's kind of come behind and then peek out here and then come in over here. Okay, then in the center it has these cute little stamens, really, or little squiggly lines, and I've been drawing them quite squiggly, and they're not too big, and they can come out from anywhere really. And then to give a little bit of depth to the petal, I'm just going to put some flicks of the pen, starting in the center and finishing off light. It's just really just a flick. So it's just a hint of a bit of a curve or a depth to the petal. And then what's really, what separates this from just kind of a traditional flower is this fold over. And it's just starting right on the line, taking off, and then putting a little smile there. I'm going to turn my tile because this is it's comfortable. This is working for me to draw it this way. So I want to keep drawing it that way. So I turn my tile, and I'm starting on the line. I come up, and then I draw a little bit of a smile, and then I finish on the other one. This little fold over technique you can use on other tangle patterns too. Pokeweed, it works on this little, just drawing a little curved line that makes it look like the petal is folding over. And then of course when we shade it, that really comes to life. And then the way Ute Andreson, I hope I'm saying that right, has drawn it in a step out is she does a little fork and then almost like a heart-shaped leaf in between the petals. And some of them might have 2 of those little leaves coming out from behind. Some of them might have 3. Again, it kind of depends on your space and the size that you make it. Because it's an organic tangle, it's okay if it has some It's the word diversity in it. Oh, that would want one little mark, but that's okay. That's what it called for. Oh, I think this one's going to have 3. This one's just going to have a little peak. And this one. So there's the Winterli design. And to shade it, I'm just going to put a little bit of graphite in the center. Just a little bit. Oh, I forgot one of the flecks on this petal. That's okay. I'm going to just throw it in there. And I'm just going to put a little bit of graphite in that fold. And then I'm also going to put a little bit of graphite. I'll zoom in here a little bit. I'm going to put a little bit of graphite just under the fold. Kind of putting my pencil point against it. I want to keep this folded part lighter. So I don't want any graphite in on the underside of that leaf. I want it like it's casting a shadow. Oh. Struggling today to keep it in the under the camera. And I should sharpen my pencil because you can see I'm not getting right underneath it, but the tortillon will help me take care of that. So now I can kind of rub it into the... There we go. Just going to pull that out. It came out a little dark. I'm just going to pull it in a little bit. Seem to want skipping something each day today. Okay, oh, one more. I usually don't do 6. I usually do 6, not 7. Maybe that's my problem today. But as you can see, it still looks quite... The number of petals doesn't have to be exact. I'm just going to put a little bit of shading inside there. It's coming out. I'm just using the graphite on the end of my pencil here. Oh, and I do have this graphite here. I'm just going to spread that out, and as I go out deeper, I'm just going to get a little lighter. And then just push one up there. And there we go. That is Winterli. A lovely pattern. You can see it has all this white space in it. And there's all kinds of fun things you can do with it. Here I added just a hint of chalk pencil. I had an orange chalk pencil. I just put a little bit on there. Here I added a little bit of watercolor to it, so we can add some. Here it is in a design. I did a larger design, but you can see with it up here, it just leaves a little bit of white space, that breathing room in it that tiles so often want. Well, anyway, this is Winterli by Ute Andreson, and I hope that you enjoy it and take it in whatever direction suits your tile. Enjoy!